as for this one, we're talking about the Ascendant. So, Ascendant in Scorpio. Ascendant in Scorpio does, low-key pretty well, because it's pushing you through a bunch of transformative processes that basically cut off shitty parts about your personality and, just give birth to a better, more useful one depending on the situation, So it's sort of, just because it's Scorpio, they gotta actually go through the whole transformative process. It's a shitty way of refinement, but you will have the personality that you want because you sit and brood on it so damn heavily that you always end up going through a damn transformative situation that pushes you through this process. But before we get into all that, let's talk about the Ascendant. So, what is the Ascendant? The Ascendant, your rising sign, your first house. This is your spirit, your space. This is just the situations that you are personally into. These are your personal issues, your personality, just everything regarding your individual space. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, and this being in Scorpio, this is sort of how you appear before you do a goddamn thing. This is how you just come off to people. This is sort of how you are in your meditative space. This is how you are just before you react or respond or act on anything. This is what people see from you, So with Scorpio Ascendants especially, this is a strong, dominating, powerful Ascendant where people will feel you. This is the, if you really got some gumption behind you, people will feel you before you walk in the room, Because you just have that Scorpio stare. You just look people down, you can just kind of see right through them because you're the only, I don't want to say you're the only one out here going deep on your personality and just like refining your space and just refining yourself and focusing on that in the deep way that you do. But your influence does push you to that point. So of course you're going to feel some type of way about how you are, how people respect you, and how they go about doing things. You know what I'm saying? Now, these people kind of, as I mentioned, they go through a lot of transformative situations regarding their personality. Now, how this pops up relatively often is Scorpio Ascendant people are they're sort of famous for going to themselves like, oh, I'm having a good time here, and then they sort of feel down about that, because this is a stay down till you come up sign. And when you come up, you're low-key kind of itching to go back down again. So this is why that thought sort of pops into your head of, damn, now some bad times are going to come. You know what I'm saying? And then they do. And they do astonishingly quickly. Like, literally right after you say something like that in your head, because a Scorpio will never say some shit like that out loud, unless they're talking to their close friend, but that's another story. Once they do say some shit like that, that's when stuff usually starts spiraling downwards. And they sort of go back to their quote-unquote comfortable space that they low-key hate, But they also low-key hate being up if they are unaware and their influences are just, you know what I'm saying? Now, when a Scorpio Ascendant is sort of going through a transformative process, this sort of puts them in that, split-second awareness space, if that makes any sense. It's weird, because they'll just be, sitting there kind of just, brooding, When some bullshit's happening, they'll just be, brooding, they'll get a little hotter, they'll start squeezing their muscles, kind of just, gripping the desk real hard because they don't want to show anybody that they're sweating, you know what I'm saying? They'll just sit there, sort of brood, and sometimes it can get, before they even do a goddamn thing, this can get so deep, so painful, so just, horrible for, your nervous system, you know what I'm saying? If you are a Scorpio Ascendant, you probably get that feeling where it's just, your nerves are just, firing so hard that it actually gets, hot and, pins and needles, and then it's just, periodical waves of just coldness just rush through your entire body, and you're just, having, little flashes because you're getting so, you're riled up, you're brooding, you're transforming what's going on inside, man. It really gets crazy like that, Scorpio Ascendants, they go far. I mean, personally, I have this sign, and I may be getting a little extra because I also have Pluto in the first house, which is just straight tossing freaking, the power and control issues and just that, brooding feeling in you. You know what I'm saying? So it goes deep like that. You will freaking, it may just be 2 minutes going by and you just ran through freaking 36 possibilities of a different outcome and how shit just was sort of going, because you got to go deep with the situation. You got to cross your T's, dot your I's, know what's going on. You hate seeing people sweat. You want to be on point at all times. You always want to be in a situation where you are just I don't want to say the leader of the pack or competitive in that way, but you just want to You just always want to be known for being cool and ready. And this is why you sort of, instead of going through the situation outside of yourself, of just like learning the ropes and just going through it, you go through that within yourself and you focus on being tight and right for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you have to remember, this is a whole feminine sign, so it's all going on inside. So you just may be like looking like you're having like an argument with someone in your head, but you're really just like deciding the whole view of how like you want this section of your life to go. You probably come up with a 5. You probably, honestly, Scorpio Ascendants probably just look like they're just sitting there and they're coming up with like a 5-year plan of how they want to go, with a periodical, like, you know, spout of antagonizing themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it just gets weird like that. Like, they're their own, they're hard on themselves, just, they don't need anybody else being hard on them. Scorpio Ascendants do not need that. That's the worst thing ever. If they deal with like some type of authority figure, this is going to go one of 2 ways. It's going to get so bad that it's just like they actually get to the point where they push and they freak out on them, and they're just like, do you think that I don't deal with this for myself? You don't think I'm planning out this for myself? And they just like take it so much deeper than it was actually meant. Or they'll just sit there, smile, be cool, and just wait till a situation pops up where they can get the fuck out of there. And they'll just lie and say whatever they have to say to get the fuck out of there, because they know where they want to go. They know how they feel about themselves. They know where they feel they want to be. And they don't give a fuck about what you're doing and what you're saying. And they don't even want you to know about that, because they don't want to put that energy into that. They focus on this all for themselves. But anyway, I could talk about this shit for hours, because, you know, I got the sign, I deal with it all the time. It could be too much, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's just talk about the freaking sign Scorpio itself. So, Scorpio is born from the 8th house. It's ruled by Mars. It's co-ruled by Pluto. It's away in Venus, as well as Earth, and then it falls in the Moon. Anyways, thank you for following our solar system series known as Why, where we talk about the coldest sign in this ecliptic, Scorpio.